What keeps me up at night? That's a question that I often get asked by people when they're doing interviews with me. And it's sort of a weird question, but it's something that as a legislator, I think is a very valid question. And those things, the things that keep me up at night, are usually related to the people that I represent. Now, I represent a riding in Calgary, Alberta, and there are many people in Calgary who over the last few years have lost jobs because of an economic downturn that I think has been exacerbated by the policies of Justin Trudeau. So in my role, I often get asked as well what excites me. And what excites me is the opportunity to solve the problems that keep me up at night. And this weekend, I'm here in Halifax. There are over 3,000 Conservatives working on policy. Now, that might not sound incredibly exciting to many of you, but it's exciting to me because when we focus on policy, we focus on fixing the problems that keep me up at night, and those are often related to you. So things like how do we ensure that Canada's natural resource sector is developed in a sustainable way for a long time to come so that the people in our constituency, my constituency, continue to have jobs. There's several policies that are up for debate there. I released yesterday in a major press conference a pretty clear path forward in terms of a vision for immigration policy under a Conservative government. That's taken me years of work in terms of consultation to get to, and many of you have helped me with that. But I think one of the most rewarding things about being a public servant is being able to fix problems with smart policy. So a convention here in Halifax, 3,000 people gathered together to talk about policy. Even policy that I don't agree with is an exciting thing. It's a positive thing because it's moving forward. So here we go. The question many of you have written into my office about today, commented on social media, a former colleague of mine, Max Bernier. I've known Max for many years. I guess I would just say I'm disappointed today because rather than being here with 3,000 people who are focused on strong public policy, and many of them who actually supported him in his leadership, he did something else today. I'm going to give you two examples of where I think Conservatives, well, one big example of where Conservatives have failed. And I think that happened in Alberta with the division of the provincial parties. Look, every once in a while a political party needs a refresh and a reset, but it takes a lot of courage to do that from within a political party. The reality is that I think the division in the provincial Conservative parties in Alberta contributed to the election of a government. It wasn't the only reason. An election of a government that was severely detrimental to the economic health of our province and job creation and well-being. So I guess my comment to any of you who are asking, what do you think about Maxime Bernier? I would just say, why isn't he here this weekend? I mean, it would have been one thing if Max had come and put the work into putting policy proposals forward on the things that he supported and fought for them on the floor, like I'm going to do this weekend. There's policies I don't agree with. There's policies I agree with. But I'm here to fight for those policies, as I do in the House of Commons every single day. Being a public servant is something that is a great privilege. It's something that really resonates with me, the fact that my constituency has given me a mandate to be their voice in Ottawa. It takes a lot of work, and I guess I'm disappointed in my colleague that, you know, he tweeted a lot about immigration in the last few days, and many of you have watched my videos on immigration. Many of you have watched the policy platforms I've put forward. Many of you have watched me and my colleagues work hard at committee to hold the Liberals to account on immigration. He threw out some tweets. He's never called me. He's never sat on the immigration committee. I'm not sure he could even at this point in time explain some of the public policy that we have on immigration or where things could change. But instead of doing that, we have what happened today. And I'm going to contrast that with something that happened about 15 years ago, where Peter MacKay, many of you who know him, he was a prominent member of the Progressive Conservative Party in Canada. He sought the leadership of what was about to become the United Conservative Party in Canada. And look, Peter didn't become the leader at that point in time. And he had a choice to make. He could either choose to be really upset about something that he put a lot of emotional time and effort into, or he could decide to do what I think we're paid to do as public servants, and that's put ego aside and say we might have policy differences, but we have a vehicle where we can work from within and hold the government to account and put forward a better vision of Canada. And the result in that decision, and I have to give Peter credit for that, is 10 years of strong, stable, conservative government under Prime Minister Stephen Harper, where this country saw a lot of jobs created, saw a lot of positive things. So I guess to those of you who are asking, I'd just say I'm disappointed, because I haven't seen Max put that work in, but I've seen him make a lot of choices about his own personal career. So to those of you who have complaints with the party or whatnot, I would just ask you to look at our record. Justin Trudeau came into government in 2015, and nobody ever thought that the Conservative Party of Canada would have a shot at forming government in 2019. And with a lot of hard work from a lot of my colleagues, we have pointed out what a government led by somebody who cares more about their ego and their personal brand does to the country. And we've contrasted that with a vision under a strong conservative government. Immigration policy. You all know I've been working on that. Pierre Poilievre's work on the carbon tax and pushing back against that. These are all things that we have achieved and that you understand are wrong with the Liberal Party policy. But that's work that's been done under the last 3 years. And frankly, like, I know there's been a leadership race, but Max has been absent for that. And he has been given the opportunity to participate in that. And you don't need a title to make a difference in Ottawa. You really don't. Right now, I don't have a cabinet position. I'm a backbencher in Ottawa. But I've affected public policy change in the last 3 years. Today, I feel that I had a colleague make the same decision that Justin Trudeau makes, and that's to put himself ahead of the people that he serves. There was no policy announced today. There was no difference in our party. There was a lot of name calling and aspersions cast. And who does that? Justin Trudeau does that. So, you're catching me at the end of a long day. I'm tired. But I'm tired because I've been working hard, because that's my job to do. So for all of you who are looking at this issue and trying to decide what to do, focus on policy. Focus on action. Focus on a plan. And I think that when you start to do that, you'll see that many of the people that I work with in the Conservative Party of Canada, that's what we've been doing all along. What happened today was a disappointment, because it didn't focus on that. So, the end of a long day. Tomorrow we have a full day worth of policy discussions here with 3,000 delegates from across the country, and that's what we're doing. We're focused on policy, on making the country better and giving an alternative to Justin Trudeau's government. I'm excited about that, but I think I'm going to go to bed. Working hard for you in Halifax. Have a great day.